I had the privilege of witnessing that firsthand during our visit to UVA's Children's Hospital there in Charlottesville, Virginia. For her first time, we did a My Special Affleck duct delivery. It's a compassionate duct designed to help children undergoing cancer treatment. Coach Staley didn't just show up. So here's the key to it. She does it because she wants to. And she does it because she believes in helping people. And she's truly concerned about each and every child and every family. And they felt her presence there. There was one moment that I will never forget in particular. It was an interaction she had with a young girl named Blakely. Together, they made a necklace that Coach Staley still wears today. That necklace symbolizes resilience. And what it says, though, on the bottom of these shirts that you see wearing, created by the Player Society, and it's really about, though, keeping that dream alive and keeping it going. Last summer, she made a second My Special Affleck duct delivery right here in Columbia at Prisma Health Children's Hospital right here of Midlands. And today, I stand here on behalf of Affleck to honor Coach Staley. Together, we've helped raise awareness for childhood cancer and blood disorders while supporting and elevating women's sports in meaningful ways. Coach, I thank you personally and on behalf of Affleck for embodying greatness in all that you do. Your legacy and impact reach far beyond the court. Affleck is honored to have you as a partner. I am personally grateful to have you as my friend. Congratulations on this well-deserved recognition. And Coach, I want everyone to know we want to continue that relationship of changing lives, and we will continue to have you and want to have you as our partner with Affleck. Thank you so much. I'm going to turn the program back over to Tyson. Thank you for having me.
Clap it up for Mr. Miller. That was so good, so good. Assembly Street, Assembly Street. I'm going to keep reminding you. We also want to recognize Judge Michelle Childs, who's in the audience today. We thank you so much for always being in the stands to support. Thank you for that. Also want to thank Mr. Alex English for being here as well. We recognize you as well, sir. Thank you so much. Now, you all see a very beautiful floral presentation here in front of you, but these flowers are just here for now. As Ms. Wilson mentioned earlier, that the Estelle Staley flower will be planted here in the weeks to come. The garnet daylily, which was named after Dawn Staley's mother, was developed and grown in Newberry, South Carolina, and we are working with the grower to acquire enough to replace approximately half of the flowers that exist here at this point in time. Isn't that beautiful, y'all? Y'all clap your hands for that. We hope to have those flowers here early 2026. Early 2026. At this point in time, before calling up our next speaker, we'd like to recognize all of our community partners for their support in putting on this event. Our community partners are Affleck, Alliance Consulting Engineers Incorporated, AOS Specialty Contractors, Blue Cross Blue Shield of South Carolina, Burr & Foreman, Central Carolina Community Foundation, shout out to Aaron, my fellow board member, City of Columbia, Colliers and LCK, Dominion Energy South Carolina, Experience Columbia SC, First Community Bank, First Reliance Bank, Lexington Medical Center, Lou Kennedy, Nelson Mullins, Riley and Scarborough, the Michael J. Mungo Foundation, Mitchell Willoughby Esquire, Southeastern Freight Lines, South State, SSOE Group, TD Bank, and the foundations of the University of South Carolina. That's a lot of support, y'all. Let's clap it up for them as well. Now, our next speaker today is Mr. Jeremiah Donati, the athletic director at the University of South Carolina. He currently serves as the University of South Carolina's 31st Director of Athletics. Before joining the team in 2024, Donati served as the athletics director at Texas Christian University since July 2017, where he led the Horned Frogs athletics program to new heights, including 8 team national championships, 11 Big 12 conference titles. In addition to TCU being the first Texas team to appear in the college football playoffs, TCU's men's basketball program has appeared in the last 3 NCAA tournaments, while its baseball team won back-to-back Big 12 championships and made 1 appearance in the College World Series. Ladies and gentlemen, clap it up for Mr. Jeremiah Donati as he comes forward.
afternoon. What a day. Thank you for the warm reception. It's a great privilege to be with you here today. I'm humbled to represent and to speak on behalf of the University of South Carolina and our athletics department as we honor Dawn Staley. As we prepare to unveil the statue, it's natural to first on Dawn's incredible success in and around the game of basketball. And there has been plenty. From high school to college, from the professional ranks to the Olympic stage, and now as a college coach, her resume is overflowing with wins, championships, awards, and well-deserved accolades. It is as impressive as any you could imagine. Dawn Staley is not only one of the most decorated individuals in the history of the sport, she is one of the greatest basketball minds of our time. She has truly done it all. But this statue and what it represents goes far beyond the game itself. Her true legacy will not be measured solely by wins and championships, but by the people she has inspired and the lives she has changed for the better. Dawn Staley's impact extends far beyond her achievements on the court, as was previously said. Basketball, you see, has been the vehicle, a platform from which she shares her light with the world. And yet, it's telling that many people don't primarily know her as Coach Staley. They see someone who speaks up for those without a voice, someone who doesn't just advocate but fights for equity, justice, and basic human dignity. These values are not part-time passions. They are who she is. They are her DNA, and they show up in everything she does every single day of her life. Her tireless commitment to these causes has brought about real, lasting change, not just here in Columbia, but in many other communities across the country. And in doing so, she has inspired countless others to find their own voice, to take action, to do what is right, and to stand for something greater than themselves. Since I arrived here in January and began in my role as athletics director, I've heard dozens of stories about Dawn, many from whom are in the crowd today. From current and former players, community members, and perhaps most powerfully and importantly, from people I've never met and never will meet. These showed up in handwritten letters, notes, Instagram messages, expressing gratitude for something Dawn did for them or for something they personally witnessed that changed their lives forever. Coach, thank you for your brilliance, your courage, and your unwavering commitment to making others better. May this statue behind me stand as a symbol of everything you've achieved, everything you stand for, and as a lasting source of pride for all of us who have been inspired by your journey. And while I know you neither seek nor need this kind of recognition, this statue means the world to so many people who love you. Your family, your players, your fam, and the entire Gamecock community. This is a huge moment in all of our lives. So on behalf of the University of South Carolina, our athletics department, and thousands of proud Gamecock fans, students, fans, and alumni all over the world, congratulations and thank you.
Awesome. Beautiful remarks, beautiful remarks. At this point in time, we can't go any further today without recognizing the people who are closest to Coach Dawn Staley. So at this point in time, I'd like to ask all family, friends, coaches, players in relation to Dawn Staley to stand up at this time. Will you all do that for me? Everybody, everybody. Let's clap it up for them. Assembly Street, y'all. That's not hard enough. Beautiful, beautiful. You all may be seated at this time. The first friend that we want to invite up to speak today is Miss Renee Brown. Now, you notice she and I share a last name, so we are now, after today, officially cousins, so make sure you note that as well. Renee Brown is a former WNBA executive and USA Basketball Board of Directors member. She's a trailblazer, a respected leader in women's basketball. As the former chief of basketball operations and player relations, she was instrumental in shaping the league's competitive structure and fostering strong relationships with players and teams. Many of us here today owe Renee a thanks for her signing of Dawn Staley to the Charlotte Sting, marking the beginning of her impactful WNBA career. In addition to her contributions to the WNBA, Renee has been actively involved with USA Basketball. She served as an assistant coach for the gold medal winning 1995-1996 USA Women's National Team and held positions on the USA Basketball Board of Directors, including chairing the Women's National Team Selection Committee. Will you all clap it up for Miss Renee Brown?
Hello, everyone. I am delighted to be here today and to look out in the crowd and see all of you special people who love Dawn like we do. This is really an historic moment here in Columbia, South Carolina, and I'm just so glad to be here. The unveiling of the monument, dedicated not just to an athlete, former athlete, and by the way, Dawn played in the ABL before she came to the WNBA, so we didn't get her first, we got her second. Not just to a coach, but to a force of nature, the incomparable Dawn Staley. To the city of Columbia and to the mayor who told me it took him about 2 seconds to make sure that this happened, I want to say thank you. Thank you for recognizing and celebrating Dawn's remarkable achievements on the court, but also her unwavering commitment to giving back, to building community, and to lifting others as she climbs. When I think about the community, I think about a young man that I met a couple months ago. His name is Kazi. I think she is his #1 fan. And I think about the sheriff's daughter to make sure that she was at the tournaments, and another one that really loves Dawn. But also, Dawn, as she grows, she brings people along with her, and she's done that since I've known her. This statue to me will stand as a beacon of hope, a testament to possibility, a lasting symbol that greatness knows no boundaries of race, gender, or background. For me, when I think of the statue, and I'm sure for all the other people that know Dawn, they're so proud of Dawn because they know she did it the right way, you all. She served her God, which I call my God, and I'm sure you guys call your God. She serves the game with respect, and she serves her remarkable players. I had the great honor of coaching Dawn in the 95-96 national team back in 95 and 96. And we went on to win the gold medal at the Olympic Games. Although she was just a rookie, I think she was louder than anyone out there, competed at every point, and was really selfless. And I really want to say this to her team. She was selfless. She was a selfless player. She played for the love of the game, and her teammates came first. So whatever it took for us to win is what Dawn was all about. I knew back then she was special. I knew she was special because how she cared for so many. It could be the Cuban national team. Dawn would find out that they didn't have shoes, sports bras, whatever that they didn't have. She would get with our team, gather up all of their equipment, and give it to the Cuban national team. She's always been a leader. She's always been a giver. And for us that know her best, we know that. I used to tell her, and I still tell her, Dawn, you are built for this. You are born for this. And not just basketball. I'm talking about a true leader, one that cares. I'm talking about one that will make an impact, and she's made a huge impact here in South Carolina. And I'm also talking about changing the fabric of what is possible. And I think that's very important for her to really hear that from me, that you've changed it, Dawn. So 18 or 19 years ago, when Dawn called my office and said that she was going to leave Temple to come to South Carolina, when I think back on it, I thought, well, is it a bold move or is she crazy? To be honest, I thought she was crazy. And the reason why I thought she was crazy, because she was going to come to the best conference in the country, the SEC. I looked back on it back in 2008, I believe, and it was Auburn and Georgia and Florida and Tennessee and Vanderbilt. There were so many good teams that were in the top 25. Not only did she play them, she would play anyone. And there would be times I'd say to Don, don't play them again. You just got here. You're losing by 40. Don't play them again. She would say to me, Renee, I have to. That's how we get better. I have to play them. I want my program to become one of the best programs in the country. You know, another thing, when I thought she was crazy, I thought to myself, what the heck is Dawn doing? But I could not see what Dawn saw. She knew what it was, but she also knew what it could become. And that's what she did. The whole saying, if you build it, they will come. That was an idea for her, but it was also a blueprint for her and something that she made happen. And build it she did. She nurtured a culture of excellency, high standards, and she preaches that to her players all the time. High standards, respect for the game, and a family atmosphere. I've never in my career seen a group of fans like I've seen here in South Carolina. Dawn cast a vision that turned distant dreams into proud realities. Conference titles, I think people have mentioned that, Sweet 16s, Elite Eights, Final Fours, and 3 national championships, along with her players becoming all SEC players, all NCAA first and second team players, you know, #1 draft picks. I see the Wilsons are in the house, so nice seeing you, Mr. and Mrs. Wilson, to Olympians. That all happened while Dawn is still here. I'm not saying she's going anywhere, but at South Carolina. You guys, really, her journey is nothing but legendary. It is legendary what she's done. From the Philadelphia hardwood courts to being National Player of the Year at the University of Virginia. Good to see you, Coach Ryan, here today, who was Dawn's college coach. Give her a shout out, please. To leading UVA to 3 final appearances, to winning 3 Olympic gold medals as a player, 2 more as an assistant coach, and we made sure that in 2020 that Dawn was going to be our head coach, where she won another another Olympic gold medal. Along the way, she's been inducted into multiple halls of fame, honored with countless Coach of the Year awards. Although I think a couple years that she didn't get it, she should have got it. But you know, I'm just saying. She's been celebrated with a mural in her beloved Philadelphia. Ray Pond, who's here today, made sure that happened on behalf of Nike. And she even has a street named after her. And yet today's celebration is about something deeper. And I truly mean it when I say that. In honoring Dawn, you are honoring her mother, Mrs. Staley. In honoring Dawn, you are honoring her, the Staley name. There's her family right here. I'm sorry, but you guys have to get up again. Get up again, top, everybody, Tracy. They have been with her from the beginning. But I have to tell you, records, trophies, banners, what truly drives Dawn is her unwavering commitment to empowering young women. And I believe that what continues to inspire her is for her to help student athletes reach their full potential that she knows they possess, both on and off the court. That's her work, that's her love, and I've witnessed it for many, many years. So to Dawn, congratulations. I truly mean that. You know, although she's used to gold, bronze ain't bad today, girl. Bronze ain't bad. It ain't bad, Dawn. Again, and to the city of Columbia, on behalf of all of us that know Dawn, have known her for years, Renee and Karen and Lisa and Ray and Debbie and Ari, we've known her, we've watched her grow. I want to say thank you on their behalf as well. So again, Dawn, congratulations.
Thank you so much, my cousin, for those remarks. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Of course, we can't let this day go by without acknowledging probably three of the coolest individuals to ever live in Columbia or Richland County. And that would be three people in the persons of Chief Holbrook, Chief Jenkins, and Sheriff Lott. Can y'all clap it up for them? Thank you all so much for making it happen, keeping us safe, and thank you all so much for being such huge Don Staley fans. We appreciate you. We also want to recognize President, another one of your board members that's here today, Mr. Reed Sherrard. We don't want to leave anybody out. Clap it up for him as well. Thank you so much. Thank you. Also, I thought I saw in the back Coach Lamont Paris from USC men's basketball. Let's clap it up for him, too. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And, of course, as my cousin stated, Coach Debbie Ryan from UVA. Let's clap it up for her again as well. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome job, awesome job. Now, I know Ms. Wilson mentioned earlier that I would get into, some things about one of our speakers today. And I just have to be really honest with you and tell you that Assistant City Manager Pamela Benjamin warned me before I got out here, right? Now, she told me not to come out here and show out. She did. She said, Tyson, I know this is exciting, but you cannot fan out when Don Staley walks by. And I said, okay. I said, I can manage that. But what they did not tell me is that Judy Gatson was going to be here today. Now, none of you know this, with the exception of my parents who are here today. Judy Gatson and I used to date about 15 years ago when I was about 7 years old. She was my first girlfriend, and all the ones after her have been downhill ever since. I forgot about the cameras. I'm just playing. And she's married now, and I don't hold it against her. Introducing Miss Judy Gatson, an Emmy Award-winning anchor from WIS-TV. Joining WIS in 1995, Judy Gatson has reported on and anchored some of the biggest stories around our state, including the hiring of Don Staley in 2008. Over the course of her distinguished career, Judy Gatson has made contributions to journalism as a trusted voice in our community, earning accolades such as an Emmy Award and being named several Emmy Awards, and being named Anchor of the Year in South Carolina. She also shares a meaningful connection to Coach Staley and the people of South Carolina as a whole, having long highlighted the achievements of this sports legend and the inspiration that she brings to our community. Ladies and gentlemen, my ex-girlfriend, Judy Gatson. Clap it up.
Listen, I want somebody to clip Tyson's introduction and text it to Dwayne Gatson and say he ain't living up to his responsibilities. He got to bring a game about my first boyfriend. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Listen, to our esteemed mayor, to the city manager, to Virgil, nice to meet you. The jacket is on point. To Statues for Equity and Equality. To all the family, friends, and players of Coach Don Staley. To everybody who did anything to make this day possible, thank you. Thank you. Listen, I came with some breaking news today. Don did not want a statue. Don resisted this statue. In fact, I've actually heard reports that some people are astonished by the illustrious statues on display in our capital city. But there is really nothing bewildering about it. We believe in celebrating phenomenal women. We believe in honoring exceptional excellence. We believe in cementing remarkable legacies. When Dawn first came to Columbia 17 years ago, she was legitimately surprised to see the media all camped out at the airport. I'm like, girl, where else would we be? The GOAT is in the city. But people who know Dawn well know that it was a big deal, a very big deal, for her to open up her heart the way that she has in so many transparent ways, and a lot of the behind-the-scene ways, too. But to do that and to create a culture that believes and invests in women's sports, to do that and galvanize seismic excitement about what now is known as the dynasty that Dawn built, which has created uncommon bonds, unbreakable bonds between people of all walks of life. I have to tell you, it is an undeniable testimony that 18,000 FAMs who fill Colonial Life Arena all feel some kind of personal connection to Dawn Staley. It's incredible. It's incredible. So after the way that she has opened up her heart to all of us, I just came here today to say that it brings abounding, exuberant, overwhelming joy to celebrate the love that we all have for her in such a monumental way. This statue will make international headlines today. And you know, I know some of y'all like to keep her trending on Twitter and social media. Every day, y'all got Dawn twittering and got her trending on X and all the platforms. I feel like I need to make a new rule and say, unless you've ever won anything anywhere that's at least equivalent to a high school spelling bee, you don't get to tweet, meet, or speak on Dawn Staley, okay? Listen, with all the noise and the chatter, people often ask me, how does Dawn remain so very unbothered? Well, it's because she knows that God never calls us to fit in. It's because she knows that God does not just call the qualified, he qualifies the called. It's because she knows that he wants the assignment to strengthen us. It's because from the courts of Philly to the halls of justice, she has never, ever backed down from a fight. It is because Dawn Staley knows that unapplied truth is like unapplied paint. It doesn't do anybody any good. The value is in the application. It is because her actions never betray her words. It is because she knows that her legacy is not only in the wins and the championships that she has earned, but it is also in the unwavering hope that she has sown. It is because that her journey has never been about the spotlight. It has always been about service. It is also because Dawn knows and she owns the promise in James 1:22 through 24 that says, doing the will of God, not just learning about the will of God, but doing the will of God unleashes the peace of God. It is because Dawn Staley shows up in real ways for her players and for friends like Nikki McCrae, and that means more than any award or accolade. And it is mostly because she is her mother's daughter. That is why Dawn Staley is completely unbothered. So what any haters, doubters, or skeptics need to know is that it is impossible to ever drag Dawn Staley into the dark because she stays connected to the light. A lot of thought. Y'all give it up. Yes. You know, a lot of thought was put into picking this particular location for Dawn's statue. This expression, this artistic expression of Dawn's impact and influence. And I think they have decided on the perfect location as it leads to CLA. It's only appropriate because of the way that she has paved the way for so many Gamecock greats like Asia Wilson and the many others. I think it's a beautiful representation of all that she has given, the life that she has devoted to lifting others, especially young women, higher than they ever imagined they could go. Dawn, you have taught them that their talent is not enough. It's nice to be talented, but baby, it ain't enough. It's only with faith, discipline, and heart that all things are possible. The great Maya Angelou once said, each time a woman stands up for herself without knowing it possibly, without even claiming it, she stands up for all women. Dawn, that's how we feel about you. So Dawn, thank you for your faith. Thank you for your fight. Thank you for your fierce love for your family, your friends, your players, and your community. This statue that we unveiled today, ladies and gentlemen, is not just a tribute to what Dawn has done. It is a witness to who she is and to whose she is. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the one, the only, Dawn Staley!
Beautiful remarks, beautiful remarks. At this point in time, it seems that we have half of the General Assembly out here. You know, so many different dignitaries and representatives from all over. We want to recognize Representative Robert Reese and Representative Annie McDaniel and thank them for being here as well. Also, Coroner Nada Rutherford, we thank you for being here as well. And someone sent us a text and said that Coach Steve Spurrier is here. Wow, clap it up for Coach Steve. Come on, stand up, Coach. Awesome, awesome. A South Carolina legend right here in the flesh. Now, just a little bit of a shameless plug. All of you all who are inside of this bike racked area sat down in those seats today, and before you did, you saw a little fan right there in the seat, right? Wave your fan if you have it. Oh, okay. Somebody said, where them fans at? All right, all right, all right. Not too much. Y'all gonna turn this into S-bar. All right. Listen. Since you have your fans, flip them over on the back side of them. You should see a QR code. And that QR code will allow you to pre-order Coach Staley's book, Uncommon Favor. Before you leave, make sure you do that. Clap it up for that, y'all. Absolutely. Coach Staley, on behalf of my generation, I'd just like to thank you for everything that you are, not just what you do. You see, you are a representation for many of us. A lot of us know the headlines, but very few of us know the details of what it takes to be you. We don't know about the crushing. We don't know about the pain. We don't know about the tears. But I pray that everything that you've poured out for the sake of others and for others, that God will continue to pour that back into you. Thank you so much for who you are. At this point in time, we're going to read a statement from Statues for Equality, the founders and the artists for this statue. The statement reads, "We are incredibly honored to have been a part of this historic project celebrating the remarkable Dawn Staley. Sculpting her in that unforgettable moment, standing on the ladder, cutting down the net, was deeply meaningful for us. It's a pose that captures not just victory, but resilience, leadership, and the culmination of years of dedication. Because Dawn Staley is a true trailblazer, both on and off of the court. Her impact stretches far beyond basketball. She's an inspiration to generations of young people, particularly women and girls, showing that greatness can be achieved with courage and commitment. To have this sculpture included in our Statues for Equality project means everything to us. Our mission has always been to help correct the severe gender imbalance in public monuments by honoring extraordinary women around the world. We believe that when people see sculptures of powerful female role models in their cities, it helps shift perceptions and possibilities. Dawn Staley is exactly the kind of hero the world needs to see more of." That's from Gillian Mark. Y'all clap it up for them. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now, I know you're probably tired of clapping, but I want you to turn to the person next to you and tell them we're almost done. We're almost done. I promise you, we don't have that much further to go. Some of y'all look hot. At this point in time, I would really love it if you all would just help me to recognize our city manager, Ms. Teresa Wilson, and her incredible staff. Now, I need stadium noise for that. I need it a little bit louder, a little bit louder. She is working so hard to make our city a more metropolitan city by the year 2036. Come on, y'all know the strategic plan. Come on now. She's working very diligently. She's bringing economic development here to Columbia. And I'm going to get it on a T-shirt if I have to say it 20 more times. She's making Columbia a place that we can not only grow up, but also grow old. Not only grow up, but also grow old. On the other side of her also serves an incredible man, and we're going to call him up now for resolutions and presentations from our excellent city. So I ask that you would all stand on your feet at this time. All stand. Everybody stand. Everybody stand. You can stand up and receive our mayor, the Honorable Daniel J. Rickenman. Clap your hands.
Well, first of all, welcome everybody to the capital city on this beautiful, beautiful day. I'd like to recognize my fellow members of council. Mr. Peter Brown, Reverend Ed McDowell, Tyler Bailey, Dr. Oddity Bustles, and Miss Tina Herbert. Y'all stand up away and let everybody see you. We couldn't do it without them. It's a team sport here in Columbia, South Carolina, and we learned that from our favorite coach. You know, it's amazing to be here today as we recognize Coach Staley. You know, not only was she an incredible player, a coach, you know, All-American, Neesmith player and coach winner, 7 SEC championships, 6 SEC Coach of the Years. What was really astute to me in all of this was that when Jessica reached out to me along with Gilly and Mark about this opportunity, it really did. It took me all about 2 seconds to say, well, I know the person. The problem's not us. The problem's her. Because now I've got to convince Coach to accept this. So I called our former athletic director, our ambassador, Ray Tanner. Is Ray in the house? Ray's not here, but I called Ray. I said, we got to go talk to Coach. He goes, you sure? I said, yeah. So we set an appointment, and it happened to be a day that was pouring down rain. It might have been a thunderstorm. Dawn's running a little bit late from practice. Coach comes rolling in, and I start to tell her about the statue. Silence. Crickets. Champ's looking at me going, she ain't going to do it. What ended up happening is we talked about it a little bit. Less than 5% of all the statutes across the globe, especially in the U.S., are of women. Less than 1% represent women in athletics. And she started to look and think. You could see the wheels. Champ's getting up, pacing across her desk. And I said, oh, I look at Ray. And Ray goes, don't look at me. And I look over, and she said, I want to do it, but statues are for my players. I don't want anything to do to take away from the players that come here to this university, the young women that sacrifice, work hard every day. They deserve the recognition. And I said, Coach, well, I'm not going to put you at the Colonial Center. We're going to find somewhere else to put you. So she agreed, and then we started this process in December 12th of 2022. Took me 4 months to get on her calendar. But we got there, and here we are today, much later. And it's so exciting to be here because all of this was a team effort from her staff, from the university, our wonderful staff at the city, all of our employees. Everybody dug in deep. But we just can't talk about the statute because we realize that we've never recognized Coach individually. Everything we've done has been about the team and the champions. So I'm going to take a minute, and we're going to declare the month of May Coach Dawn Staley Month in the city of Columbia. And I think Judy said it best. You know, she rolled in here May of 2008 to cameras flashing everywhere. And guess what, folks? Cameras are still flashing. And they're going to continue to flash. So with that, I, Daniel Rickman, the mayor of Columbia, along with all my fellow members of City Council, declare our national championship, our gold medalist, our player, our coach of the year, our Neesmith coach of the year, our player, Kodiak player, All-American player. This is for you, Dawn. So let's get to the big thing behind me. So I was thinking about what to say, and I knew everybody was going to talk about Dawn and her accomplishments. But I thought about something for a minute as I was walking down the halls the other day. You know, a statue can honor a legacy. It can triumph a moment. It can serve as a powerful symbol. But at the end of the day, it's just an honor. It's just a bronze. It's just a stone statue. Statue can't reflect the beauty the perseverance behind success, the quiet sacrifices, the moral courage, or the daily choices that shape a person's true character. Dawn Staley is not defined solely by her championships or her accolades. Her strength lies in her leadership, her advocacy, her mentorship, the integrity that she brings to every role she plays in this community, at this university, on the court, with her players and her family. A statue might show her holding a trophy, standing in triumph, but it'll never show the conversation she had lifting others up, the challenges she overcame privately, or the quiet ways she changed lives daily. The true lives beyond what we can be sculpted. It lives in the peoples she's impacted and the culture she helped shape. So with that, I need everybody to get on their feet. And we're going to count down. We're going to count down from 10. So let's get ready. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Mayor, all the dignitaries and everyone that executed this game plan. I know it took a team effort for all of this to get done. I actually tried to cheat a little bit and walk by it because I walk every day, and you all kept it covered, like forever, forever. What a warm introduction by the mayor. Let me start by saying I am incredibly grateful to Gilly and Mark Shatner, the sculptors and founders of Statues for Equality, for considering me worthy of this unique honor. To Mayor Rickman, the City of Columbia, the University of South Carolina, our women's basketball program. See, they missed the cue. They've been screaming the whole day and they missed the cue. Our coaches, players, staff, my family, my parents, my mother, and our devoted fams. Thank you. And to AFLAC, thank you for believing in the power of girls and women and for investing in our potential both on and off the court. This honor is an interesting one for me. If I'm being completely honest, having a statue in my image was never a goal or even a thought. When conversations began honoring Asia Wilson with her statue, which is erected just a few blocks from where we stand today. I'll admit, I wanted hers to be the only one, ever. I really did. And contrary to the belief of one of my coaching colleagues, her statue wasn't in response to winning a national championship. It was in response to being a winner at life. It's a tribute to a hometown hero, a symbol of what's possible for the youth of Columbia when passion meets preparedness. Asia Wilson represents excellence, perseverance, and discipline. There's no one more deserving, no better example for the young people in this community. So when the idea of a statue honoring me was introduced, I was against it. I didn't think it was necessary, but then Mayor Rickaman and Coach Tanner told me about the statues of equality and the unfortunate truth that only about 6%, Mayor, I think you said 5%, I think this statue might have added to that percentage, but only 6% of statues around the world recognize women. The organization's sole mission to correct that statistic, ensuring that women are acknowledged, remembered, and that when women aren't represented, half the population is left out of retelling of history and the many accomplishments women have had in shaping the world. I took some time to check out the Statues for Equality website, and I combed through the many women who have been honored throughout the years. Some were names I recognized immediately, while others I had to look up. But what stood out most was that each of these women, in her own way, had created change. Some quietly, some boldly, but all relentlessly, and most often without recognition. It has always been apparent to me that most women doing the work that creates change don't have platforms. But for those of us who do, we have a responsibility to speak loudly for them and for those women who come after. After all, there is still so much to be done. Did you know that women earn 84 cents on the dollar to their male counterparts? And black women, only 66 cents on the dollar. Globally, women occupy only 33% of leadership roles across all industries, and only 10% of all Fortune 500 CEOs are women, which means we are effectively locked out of the boardrooms where decisions are made for and about us. It's important that we all have representation to speak for our own interests, because representation matters. So I agreed to the statue, not for me, but for the girl who will walk by one day and wonder who I was. Maybe she'll look me up. She'll see that I did some things in basketball, of course, but I hope she sees much more. I hope she sees that I was a champion for equity and equality, that in my own way, I pushed for change, that I stood proudly in the space God called me to inhabit, not as someone perfect or extraordinary, but as a regular girl who used her gifts to open doors so other girls wouldn't have to knock as hard. If that little girl sees that I was the first to do something, I want her to know it was only so I wouldn't be the last. I want her to see me as an example of what can be accomplished by giving intentional effort every day. But if she wants to see greatness, well, Asia Wilson is up the way. It is only by God's grace that I'm standing here today. I know that for sure. And if I said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. I am merely a messenger. There is no victory or honor I can claim as my own. All glory belongs to God, forever and always. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
Oh, come on, y'all, let's make some more noise for Coach Don. Wow. Being the first so that she wouldn't be the last. Wow. What a beautiful presentation it's been. Have you all enjoyed yourself so far today? Well, at this point in time, we have only one more remark, and then I'll be coming back before you to give you some instructions on how we will leave this place today, okay? So at this point in time, I'd like to introduce the Unveiling event sponsor, Mr. DePaul Eliatombi, PE President, Alliance Consulting Engineers Incorporated. Y'all clap it up for him.
I know everybody is excited and ready to get into shade right now, but I have to say this.